Oh, great, cool. Yeah, and you guys have the hangover decreasing filters on, right? Good.
That's all.
Per usual.
I call that my eyeballs.
New song?
Yeah.
He's like, hey, I got an idea. Let's fucking play some songs, asshole. Hey, what's up? This is Michael Grubbs from the band Wakey Wakey, and I'm here at Wolfgang's Vault, which is a really, really cool place if you haven't been here. So anyway, I'm going to play some songs for you guys. So I will take it away with the song Brooklyn. It's about where I'm from. I hope I see you soon, because you're fond of me and I am fond of you. These days I guess that's all it takes, is that and just a few mistakes, and I have made mistakes. Yes, I have made mistakes today. Yes, I have made mistakes today. Yes, I have made mistakes. So tonight I'll be your Brooklyn, so cool yet so far away. Just tell me what you want for me to say, and if it brings you home, I guess it's safe to say we both could use this fire escape, 'cause I've been breathing ashes in, and I've been waiting for something to carry away. And I have made mistakes today. Yes, I have made mistakes today. Yes, I have made mistakes. So tonight I'll be your Brooklyn, so cool yet so far away. Just tell me what you want for me to say, and if it brings you home, so I hope you travel safe, and I hope you're cool, I hope you find your way, because it's sad but it is safe to say we disagree on one too many things. And I have made mistakes today. Yes, I have made mistakes today. Yes, I have made mistakes. Hey, what's up? Michael Grubbs from the band Wakey Wakey, and here's another song from Wolfgang's Vault, and it's a cover of a song called "Girls Just Want to Have Fun." It's by a gentleman named Robert Hazard, but made probably most famous by Cyndi Lauper. You come home in the morning light, and your mother says, when you gonna get your life right? And no, mother dear, we're not the fortunate ones, and girls just wanna have fun. Yeah, girls just wanna have fun. Your phone rings in the morning light, and your father says, when you gonna get your life right? And oh, daddy year, you know you're still number one. But girls just wanna have fun. Yeah, girls just wanna have fun. So all you really want is some fun. And when your working day is done, oh, girls just wanna have fun. Yeah, girls just wanna have fun. So some guys take a beautiful girl and they hide her away from the rest of the world. And I want you to be the one who walks in the sun. 'Cause girls just wanna have fun. Yeah, girls just wanna have fun. So all you really want is some fun. And when your working day is done, oh, girls just wanna have fun. Yeah, girls just wanna have fun. Thank you. Hey, what's up? This is Michael Grubbs from the band Wakey Wakey, and I'm here at Wolfgang's Vault, and I'm going to do another song for you guys. This is the title track of our album, and it's called Almost Everything. I should say it's the title track. It's an abbreviation of the actual title of the album. The title of the album is actually called Almost Everything I Wish I Said the Last Time I Saw You. But it was too long for us to put on the packaging, so we just said Almost Everything here. Thought I'd tell that story. It's a pretty good one. All right. Yeah, it's the wrong thing, I know, but I don't know when I will see you again, and it gets so lonely. Said you'd be foolish if you stayed here now. Maybe if we leave, we could work it out. So I know the city only breaks you down, and it gets you lonely. So yeah, it's gonna get lonely. Step outside, yeah, your mind comes all untied, and then you open up your eyes and you don't feel lonely. See, it feels bad now, but it's gonna get better. Yeah, it feels bad now, but it's gonna get better. Yeah, it feels bad now, but it's gonna get better someday. See, it feels bad now, but it's gonna get better. Yeah, it feels bad now, but it's gonna get better. Yeah, it feels bad now, but it's gonna get better someday. I said someday. Cool.
Hi, I'm Angie with Crawdaddy Magazine, and I'm here with Michael Grubbs of Wakey Wakey. the man behind Wakey Wakey.
Yeah.
And you just played an amazing session for us here on piano. And I understand you you grew up in a really musical house, and piano was your main instrument. Can you talk a little bit about kind of your origins with music? And
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was raised by a family of musicians. So it was never a thing of like, we didn't have like an entertainment room per se. We had a music room. So everything that ever went on in the house kind of circulated around that room. My parents were also very religious, so we sang a lot at church and stuff. And it was that kind of thing where like, when you learn to read English, you also learn to read music. And when you learn to, speak a language, you learn to sing. And,
did your parents give you lessons? Or?
Yeah, they did. Actually, I started playing piano when I was 5 years old, which, if you do the math, is actually 1 million years ago. So I've been playing piano for 1 million years, which is like, it's pretty, not a lot of people have been playing that long.
It's a pretty long time.
It's pretty awesome. So, no, but I wanted to start, 5 is a ridiculously young age to start playing a piano, especially one that you have to be able to reach and do all the things for. But my sister started when she was 6, and I was not going to have her get to start before me. You know what I mean? So be ahead of me. So I had to start at 5. Just so I could kind of annoy her with that. So I did, and have been annoying her with it ever since.
And you play other instruments as well?
Not very well. I play guitar. I used to play guitar and sing, at shows and stuff. But I think that it's one of those things where like piano is something that I think of music almost as like a language, and I don't want to disrespect guitar players by playing it poorly at shows, and I feel pretty fluent on piano, and I can really say what I want to with it. So if I have a song that requires guitar, I'd rather like get someone that actually knows how to do that and have them do it well.
Do you write the parts for other instruments, or
I do.
Sort of an organic?
Yeah, I do. I'm kind of a bit of a freak about that, but I'll write out the like bass lines and violin parts and all that stuff. I'm kind of specific about what I like. But
so, have you ever played strings? I mean, to have that background enough to like orchestrate it.
I really wanted to. I think that the cello is the most beautiful instrument in the world, first of all. And when I was a kid, I swore to myself that I would someday marry. I swore 2 things to myself. 1, I would never grow a mustache, and I've never done it. It's always been part of a beard. I've never gone full.
It's always been connected.
It's always been connected, which was the only rule. I'm never going to sport just the mustache, though. It's a rule that I made, and I stuck to it. And the other rule was that someday I would marry a cello player because I think it's the sexiest instrument in the world. And but I really wanted to play the cello so I could sit in the section with all the cello players and then maybe get to know them better. But it didn't work out that way because they actually told me that my hands were too small to play the cello when I was a young kid, and they stifled that dream, which I think is really unfortunate. But I ended up playing French horn instead, and I played French horn through all of school and stuff.
Do you, for your live kind of touring ensemble, do you have a piano out with you, keyboards? Like, what's your
we usually take the Nord. The Nord company makes fantastic pianos. If you've never played them, they actually endorse our band, and we enjoy playing their instruments when we can. But we usually play a Nord Stage, which is like just a portable keyboard that's got really good sounds on it, and it's that's what we usually carry. But we travel as a 5-piece. So we have a violinist and me on piano, a bass player, a drummer, and then there's a backing vocalist that does some additional keyboard parts and sings.
You do the cover you played for us, Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Yeah.
What other covers do you play, and what inspired that particular cover?
Well, that cover actually, there was this fantastic band called Creaky Boards, and Andrew, the lead singer, who actually now plays bass with Darwin Dees, who I don't know if you guys know Darwin Dees, but he's a fantastic musician. In Europe, he's like ginormal, huge. You see his face on posters everywhere, and he's like all over the place. But over here, I think that he's just starting to get better known. But Andrew and I were doing this thing called cross-pollination. I have so many shout-outs to give. Cross-pollination is a party that used to happen in New York, and what they would do is they'd get 2 artists, and they'd have them both play short sets, and then they would play a set together. And the idea was to get musicians working together and networking and knowing each other better. So he and I were doing it, and Andrew called me and was like, yeah, let's do Girls Just Want to Have Fun. I've always wanted to do that song. And I was like, that's a great idea. So I started working up the cover, and I worked up this slow, like kind of the way that I do it.
Right.
And then I met with Andrew, and he was like, I was like, all right. And Andrew is like one of the most beautiful people you've ever met in your life. He's such a sweetheart, and he's like got all this boundless energy. And so I met him and I was like, all right, this is what I was thinking. And he was like, forget that, man. I want to clap and dance and run out and jump in the audience. So we did this really upbeat version of it at the show. But then I continued doing it on, and every time I see him, he kind of like gives me a little wink. He's
Did
like,
he perform during the upbeat version? Like, did he like run out there and
he
dance?
ran out and
Yeah.
danced. He and I played it at the Cross Pollination party and danced, and it was really fun. But now I do it, just the way that I kind of thought of it at first. But yeah, every time I see Andrew, we have a little wink and a laugh.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You have a background in musical theater, correct?
I do, yeah. I was a professional actor for a little while.
Okay.
But it's kind of unfortunate. Like, I wanted to do cool music theater, which exists somewhere, I'm sure. But like stuff more like rock stuff and all those things when I got out of school. And one of my friends, Ben, cursed me that I would only ever do classical theater, and it came true. And I only got cast in these classical theater things. So I did like Brigadoon and Camelot, stuff like that. And it was just really, it's beautiful art, and it's very important art, I know, but it's not something that I enjoy making. So I decided just to be in a band instead.
When did you kind of scrap the acting stuff?
Like 10 years ago.
Okay.
12 years ago, maybe. And the funny thing is, like, I scrapped the acting, but then, of course, I came back around to doing the television show, which, actually ended up kind of catapulting the band to where it's at right now.
One Tree Hill, you did music on that, right?
Yeah.
Right. Oh, and then you were a character on that.
I was a character on One Tree Hill. So, like, I think it's funny that as soon as I gave up acting, I was like, oh, I guess I'm never going to do that again, like, wash my hands of it. It was a lot of fun, but I'll never go back to it. And then I end up being a professional actor.
It's funny the way those things work,
Yeah.
totally.
It's like, okay, cool.
What's it like living in Brooklyn right now, being in a band in Brooklyn? Curious.
Brooklyn is an amazing place. It's just such
It's
a
obviously
like
incredibly fertile and tons of musicians.
So many musicians come out of there. I mean, when I was tending bar, like I tended bar to support myself for a long time before I got to the point where I could be, full-time musician. And for that like 10-year period where I worked my butt off as a bartender and played music every single night, I tended bar in Brooklyn part of the time. And I remember the place that I worked, like I would see like the guys from like Grizzly Bear came in there, the guys from like all these amazing bands like Beirut and the Dirty Projectors, like all those guys were in there all the time, and I'd see them. And I'm not like close friends with any of them, but we knew each other.
There's a community there.
There's a community.
Totally.
We know each other, and I see them, and I can be inspired by them, and also be surrounded by people that that really are down to take risks and not have to have music be in some kind of particular format, which I think is cool.
Totally. It's got to be
Yeah.
inspiring to
It's
just
very
be
inspiring.
among it.
Yeah.
Just sort of in summation, what can we expect from Wakey Wakey for the rest of 2011?
Well, we have a lot going on right now. We are going to be we're going to be doing a co-headline tour with a band called Jukebox the Ghost.
Okay.
And Jukebox is a fantastic band. Ben, the lead singer, plays piano, and I hate touring with him because he just smokes me. He's so good at piano. It's unbelievable.
Rivalry.
Yeah, it's unbelievable to watch him live. And he and I have been friends for a long time, and we've been talking about doing this tour for a long time, so I'm really happy to see it come to fruition. But we're going to do some dates on the East Coast. And then we are going to go to Europe some. I mean, it's just a lot of touring. Anytime we're not recording, we're touring. And we're going to make a new album.
Great.
And and I think it's going to be really exciting. We're going to push a lot of boundaries and do a lot of stuff that we haven't done before. And hopefully it'll come out really well.
When do you think we can expect that new record? End of this year? Or?
I want to have it done by October. But making albums takes a really long time.
Yeah.
Like, it's something where I just never dreamed of all the work that goes into it, and when it gets to a level where you're making them on a more professional level, the work just doubles and
You want it to
triples.
be right.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, it's weird. When I was making this last album, I didn't think that I would sell, like all these copies of it. I didn't think that all these people would know, the words to the song. So it was, I don't know. I'm really happy that it came out like it did, because I didn't, we were very lucky, and the producer we worked with was great, so it was cool. But this next album, I think we're going to take a lot of care with and work really hard. So hopefully October, fingers crossed.
Great. Well, good luck with everything. And
Cool.
thanks so much for stopping by.
Yeah,
Playing.
thanks
Great
for having
set
me.
list.
Appreciate it.